I'm not trying to scam anybody here.
Oh, hey there, guys, and welcome back to Dudecraft. Thanks for joining us today. We have in store for you a fun little project. Maddening at times, but fun nonetheless. I made a French Cleat stereo cabinet for the Temple of Dudecraft. Because if there's one thing Mrs. Dudecraft and I love, it's music. And despite growing up most of my life being mostly deaf, I still love music. It does something to you, man.
You can't touch music, but music can touch you.
So I was watching David over at Make Something. Great channel. Highly recommend you guys check it out. And he was going through like creative process things, like, you know, do a bad sketch a day, try making something even if it's ugly. I think I kind of accomplished that today. But I got outside my comfort zone and I designed this little bad boy right here. While it's not perfect, it's good enough for the Dudecraft. Follow the principle of the Wu Wei. Do without doing. Take the path of least resistance. Let the creative juices flow. And, you know, wind up with something like this. Alright, let's get into it.
Well, alright, amigos, we're going to start this off as we always do, cutting down some scrap wood, because I wholly believe in the reduce, reuse, recycle part of the world here. If we can give some scrap wood a second life and turn it into something useful, I'm all for it. Now, what we're doing right here is we're laying out the component pieces and tracing where they're going to be going and belonging. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm severely hearing impaired. Have been for all of my life. And I didn't learn how to do things like other people do by being told what to do. I had to see how things were made in order to understand it and comprehend how to fix things. Couldn't tell me how to do it. I had to watch you do it, and then I had to trial and error it myself. So as you see, I'm laying all the component pieces out. I'm tracing the lines. I'm measuring to make sure it's all good and well. And you know, this process has worked well for me throughout my life. And you know, it is what it is. We all adjust and carry on in this crazy world. Trim that piece up to make our base. I'm liking how that's looking. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take another piece of wood and we're going to put it on there, and we're going to trace it out and tape another piece of wood to it. Cut it as a little cheat, you know, so I don't have to measure twice. Now we're working on cutting the front face and speaker wall. We'll put some 45 bevels on some of them. Adjust it a little, trim it up a little so it fits better. Now we're going to go ahead and assemble the front wall / speaker holder. A little blue tape trick, a little glue. Fold it up, put it on the lines to make sure it stacks up. And then we're going to tack it in with some brad nails to make sure that it stays in place while the glue dries. Repeat for the other side, and wham bam thank you ma'am, we got ourselves some speaker walls and front face. Now we're going to take and we're going to drill a hole for the power cord. We're going to drill a hole for the speaker wires. Cut the little mouse trap door for the power cord, and we're going straight into a drilling montage. Start putting this together, get a better look at how it's going to be. And we're starting to get a little bit of a carcass going on here. Now I am using the duct tape of screws with sheetrock screws because this is going to be an indoor piece. And you know, I don't got to go crazy with the screws, I just got to make sure that it holds together. Glue, screw, and hang on the wall, baby. We're going to put on the top piece, which is going to house the speakers. The all-important sanding so that wood's prepared for paint, because, you know, this is scrap wood, it's not high-quality wood, so we're going to have to paint it.
Alright, so we got this basic piece right here. What I want to do before I get too much further in is I'm going to fill the holes and then give it a quick paint job for the places I won't be able to get later. But I don't have wood filler. I have spackle. And that's going to work just fine, because I'm going to spackle it, sand it, paint it, and you'll never know that there's spackle in there. So let's do that. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this in my laundry room, it's because my garage is too cold and spackle would just freeze. So bring it inside, spackle it, I'll bring it back out there, I'll sand it, I'll bring it back in here, I'll paint it, and we'll go from there. You know, it doesn't really matter. I can be as sloppy as I want because I'm going to sand it off. It's just a little extra dust. Well, alright. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll bring it back outside to sand it. We're going to take a quick intermission so I can go have a 80s New Wave dance party with Mrs. Dudecraft, who started without me. And I'll catch up to you guys in a minute.
And now look at all that dust. I said there was going to be a little dust. That's a lot of dust. And I knew it was going to be, so you can see I am wearing my PPE for a change. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a base coat of white on there to prep the wood for other colors. And I'm painting in the spots where I won't be able to really get to later once I put on the sides and back. So much painting. And you guys know, if you've been here for a while or seen any of my other videos, I hate painting.
First coat down, 1 to 2 more. We'll see.
Now we're working on cutting down the back and sides right there. Put it on, we're going to measure it out, again by eye. Cut it down. We're going to drill the power cord hole right there on that side. And now we're going to go and cut down the rails that are going to guide the flip-top door and the pull-open doors for the cabinet. Put those on. Now another drilling montage. Now we're going to match it and put the base coat of white on it. And while the white on the back and sides dries, we're going to start with the black coat for the carcass. So much painting. I hate painting. Now we're going to take a 2x2 and we're going to cut it down the middle so that we can house some plexiglass for the doors.
Alright, so I don't know if you all remember the dark days of COVID, but they were a bleak, abysmal time. And where I worked, we had a system of plexiglass shields set up so that the students wouldn't be getting their spittle and snot and other bodily fluids all over each other. So, they set a nice little desk, they had a nice little plastic shield. Well, after the dark days of COVID, we threw out every single one. But this is 1/4-inch thick plexiglass and it's pretty nice. So I managed to save 2 pieces. I'm going to cut it up. And I'm going to use that as the centerpiece of my flip-top door so that you can see down. And when I do the open doors, I'm going to do the same thing. So, be nice, see completely through it, and hopefully keep all the sawdust out. Let's cut some plexiglass. somehow added 1.25 inches to it. I don't know how I did that. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. We're gonna have to paint it and then figure out how I'm gonna put it on. I don't know if I'm gonna use screws through the wood to act like a pivot point, or if I'm going to use hinges. Lord knows I got a million of those. Alright, I guess we'll see.
Now we're gonna paint the flip-top door. One with a nice contrasting red. Because you know how I love my two-tone. Well, with the white, I guess that technically makes it a three-tone. Now we're going to paint the first inch of the inside of the stereo cabinet, a speaker area, so that it looks cool and nice and blends well. We're going to go ahead and we're going to slap the glue in there, and we're going to slap the plexiglass in there, and we're going to make ourselves a viable, pretty neat flip-top door. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some nice little red trim on it and give it its racing stripes there. But here, a little bit there, everywhere a little bit there, or something like that. So much painting. Most of the spilled, I think, was painting. Alright, now we're going to cut the pull-out doors. I'm going to go ahead and spare you me painting them, and we're just going to skip ahead to me putting them together. Pull open door number 1, put together. Now for pull open door number 2. And as Sean Connery would say, that is that. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start putting on the back and sides so we get closer to this build being done.
As I'm looking at the paint scheme right now, It's kind of reminding me of something.
In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
You know, the A-Team was my favorite show growing up. Mr. T, next to my father, was my biggest idol. It's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to have to do some touch-up paint. But so far, this is what we got. Next I got to find some hinges. Put a hinge on here so the top opens. Get some hinges so the doors open. It's coming along though. We're getting there. So after I get the hinges and everything, then I have to work on the underneath shelf that's going to hold the CDs and the tapes. Alright, let's keep going.
And now it's time to build the media shelf. Cut the sides, cut the back, put it together. I saved you the time of watching me paint it, and now we're going to take some 10-year-old faux leather contact paper, and we're going to cut it and put it inside because I didn't want my CDs or tapes sticking to paint when it gets all hot and tacky outside. But, hindsight, I probably should have painted it first and then put the contact paper on to give the contact paper something better to stick to than wood. But, you know, if the contact paper ever comes off, we'll just go ahead and, you know, paint the inside somehow and then reapply the contact paper. But I'm pretty sure it's going to stay and it's going to be good. Hopefully. And that's there. We're going to go ahead and put on a piano hinge for the flip top. And put on some basic hinges for the pull-open doors. Now all this stuff, like I say, is stuff I have lying around from salvaging. So this really didn't cost me anything to make other than buying the paint and the glue and the screws. Well, and the stereo.
So somewhere along the way, something wasn't completely straight when I cut it, and I didn't notice it. So the door sticks a little because as I'm looking, it's got a slight bow to it. I can close it, but I just gotta, yeah. Now, if this wasn't shop furniture, I would throw this thing in the fire and start from scratch and let my winner Walter win.
Manure.
But it's shop furniture, and it's going to do the job of keeping out like 90% of the sawdust. Closed, closed. It's good. Open, open, open. I can futz around in there and adjust it all. So I'm going to call that satisfactory. It's not perfect, but what in this world is perfect? All right, let's move on.
All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach said media shelf using glue and screw, baby. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach the French cleats to the unit that are going to hang it on the wall. Now, if you notice, I only painted the top and sides because it's not necessary to paint the whole thing. We're going to go ahead, we're going to anchor that down, we're going to put the power cord in, and we're going to anchor it down so it don't go nowhere. Now we're going to go ahead and hang the French cleats that are going to hold it to the wall up. 1, 2, and add the unit. Now the unit's up there, it's looking good. We're going to go ahead, we're going to put speakers in, we're going to put the stereo itself in. I'm going to attach my iPod in there, and yes, I still use an iPod. And we're going to trim up the cords with zip ties, and we're going to put the CDs and cassettes in. Thanks for sticking around and watching this, guys. The ending's coming up, so stay tuned for the final product.
Well, here we go. We have the Temple of Dudecraft stereo cabinet, all completed. Hold on a second. Before I go, I'm in a kind of a soundtracky mood. Do I go with The Craft, Empire Records, Mallrats, Singles, or The Crow? Drop which one you think I should be listening to down in the comments. And while you're at it, tell me what you're listening to. I'd love to know. I really hope you guys had a good time. I hope you got something out of this, whether it's what to do, what not to do, or if it's just inspirational ideas for making something like this in your own shop. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys next trip. As always, the dude abides, so do I. Peace.
Yeah, well, the dude abides.